Good evening. Welcome back to Be Rich. And my nephew and good friend Shashwat Swaminathan is here. And thought we will pick up a stock from Gates' portfolio. What do I mean by Gates' portfolio? Bill Gates' portfolio. Not many of us realize that Bill Gates does not always all his money in Microsoft anymore. He has only about 3.72% of Microsoft is there with him now. His largest shareholding is, of course, in Berkshire Hathaway, which is owned by his good friend and mentor, Warren Buffett. But there's another stock which is not Buffett like stock, or it's not a Bill Gates like stock. You won't associate this stock with Bill Gates. And if the stock were very cheap, I would definitely associate it with Warren Buffett. But this is a surprise to me that this stock is owned by him. And nobody can conceptualize such a stock in India. There was a stock like that which Rakesh Jhunjhunwala tried, and it fell flat because of debt. So this company is an extraordinary company in the sense it does a business which is the least preferred and what most people don't like. But it has networked itself into American society, into large parts of America, and then parts of Canada, and they have become a very successful company. I'm talking about a company called Waste Management. It's a highly overvalued company. We cannot think of buying it at these levels. But anyway, I wanted to discuss this company because Bill Gates liked it. So, what does this company do? This company basically collects waste from your house and disposes it and makes money out of it. So, it's tied up with municipal corporations all over the United States and Canada, collects garbage from the house and disposes this garbage and makes money. So, very interesting model. In India, also we in Tamil Nadu, we have tried that model, not very successful. Definitely better than what the corporation was cleaning before, but not as successful as this, and it's not got listed. So let's discuss waste management. Shashwat, what do you know about this company?
From a preliminary research, what I found was that, as you had said, it's quite overvalued, something which you wouldn't expect someone like Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger to consider a value buy. But Bill Gates nonetheless still has some stake in it. So, if you look at its PE ratio, it's at around 35, and its stock value is around 150.
So
So,
the stock, each stock is available for 150 rupees,
yeah.
and the PE ratio is 35. Okay.
Yeah, and but what's interesting about it is even though it's not a very attractive company like Amazon or Google, their growth still in the past 10 years has averaged above 10% in terms of CAGR.
So this company has grown its profits and sales by more than 10% every year.
Yeah,
Okay.
and another important metric which I came across while looking at this company was that with a company which isn't in tech but grows at this pace usually has some leverage, which they do have some leverage. But the interesting thing is their interest coverage is 6x. That is, their net profit is 6 times their interest payments.
So if they are paying $100 interest, they have a profit of $600.
Yeah. So I think that appeals to someone like you who's a value investor and wants safety.
Yeah.
I know that you don't like companies with any debt saddled on them, but I think a company with 6x in terms of
Yeah.
and moreover, another interesting thing is that for a waste management company where you imagine margins are actually low, the OPM, that is operating profit margin, is at 32%.
So this company makes 32%
Yeah,
operational costs
yeah, on an average. Yes.
on an average.
Yeah,
That is, forget the fixed employee cost and all that.
yeah,
On operations, it makes 32%.
yeah,
For every 100 rupees it builds, it makes a gross margin of 32.
yeah.
Great.
And that's my point where you wouldn't expect a company like this to have such high profit margins. So in this report which I read, it said that it has a moat of landfills. I didn't really get that point. So if you
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
The landfill is the place where you can dump this trash. Now, land is very costly and it is very difficult to get a landfill. So, this company has a network of landfills, say, I think 260, more than 1,000 acres. So, they have 268 places across US and Canada where they can dump the waste and wait for it to rot and turn it over. They have what is called as a 348 transfer points. Now, these are places where the garbage is sorted out in a conveyor belt. So, the process it works is People, you will go, the municipal commissioner pays you money. You collect the garbage from the house. The garbage is collected in a truck and send it to the this place where it is called whatever. What did
The
I tell?
landfill.
Land on before the landfill, there is a
Transition point.
transition point where it is separated. So whatever can be reprocessed is taken out, and then the plastic and other things are reprocessed and reused and resold for use. The rest of it is transferred to the landfill. So the landfill is a great moat. You cannot buy a landfill easily because American environment laws are very strict. So I think a major portion of their profits is made on landfills and transition points, and also from municipal fees. I think it is about only 25 to 30% of the money comes from reprocessing it and making it into a saleable commodity.
Yeah.
This is a great business to be in. And I think they are using debt to buy more landfills and more setting up more transition points.
Yeah.
And
They've also spent on acquisitions of other
then they bought more and more companies
Yeah.
as they keep growing in sale. And what must have attracted Gates to this company is there is no recession. Other businesses have recessions and good times. But here, what will happen is even when there's an economic bust, sure, people will consume more or less and you will have lesser scrap. But still, you will have something to process. You don't have zero trash. That means you don't go out of business. And then, when times are really good, you'll have more trash to process. So, this is absolutely good business. And nobody wants to get into this business because it is not
very
a, you
attractive.
don't want to say, I'm a clearing man.
Yeah.
So this is a great business to be. Only thing is the ability to win contracts, the ability to license and win contracts, setting up these transition points and the landfills is the most difficult thing in this business. But it is very frightfully expensive. I also noticed from your report that return on equity is 20%, free cash flow is 2%, and it also pays regular dividends. Great business to be in.
And two interesting metrics that I came across, which I don't really understand very well, which I want some insight on. One metric is weighted average cost of capital, which is said to be around 5.7% in the company, but the return on invested capital is around 8 or 9%. So, how do you make sense of these two, and are they connected somehow?
They are connected in the sense what is weighted average cost of capital is cost of equity and cost of debt, and what is their average cost of money. That's only 5%. And the return on that is nearly 8%. So if you're thinking like a banker, this guy is getting money at 5% and is making 8%. So he's really making 3% more money. That's why ROE is so high. It's a great company to own, but it's too expensive and we can't look at it.
So,
So, yeah,
assuming that it cracks in price, do you think it's something to look at?
definitely it's something to grab. If in this fall it cracks really big, or when the market is at the bottom, even at that value you can buy it. But it depends on what is the price when the market bottoms out. What is the price? Based on that, we can make up the mind. But definitely just talk to watch out. You must add it to the watch list. Thank you for watching Beerage. I hope you enjoyed our coverage of waste management. What we found picked it out from the Gates portfolio. It's not there in the Buffett portfolio, but it's definitely there in the Gates portfolio. I hope you enjoyed this coverage. I don't think we have an equivalent business. There was a company called A to Z Business Infrastructure that really did badly and collapsed. But in India, this model will come in the future. And this is the future for collecting and clearing and keeping our cities clean. Thank you for watching. Be rich. If you like this video, kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will be not notified every time a video comes. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends and relatives and persuade them to subscribe to my channel. I have written two books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com.